Now let's go ahead and finish the pattern work for the dart rotations that we did last week. So I'm going to show you how to true your darts and also how to establish the dart roof on this example of the neck dart exercise that we already had completed. Now the first thing that you want to do when you are truing your darts is make sure that you do have some paper beneath the dart opening that you created. You're going to need this to establish the dart and the dart roof. The next thing you want to do is find the midpoint of the dart opening here. So what I'm going to do is just take my ruler and measure the distance between these two dart legs, right at the contour of the pattern where they intersect here. And once you have that, you're just going to find that midpoint. So it's going to be at about this area right here. Now once you've established that, you're going to join that point to the bust point. Now, most of you already know this, but a dart point must not land right on the bust point. We need to pull it back some to give some ease over the bust. So the standard number for that is to pull it back by 1 inch. So that's the minimum amount. You may want to pull it back to up to 2 inches. Now pulling it back up to 2 inches will give you more ease over the bust. So it's a really good idea if you have a larger cup size to pull it back a little bit more. The standard point is about 1 inch. So I'm working at about half scale here. Okay, so I've just made a little point here that is 1 inch away from the bust point. Now once I have that new dart point, I need to redraw my dart legs because I want to intersect with this new dart point. I'm going to use the same position up here for my dart leg, and I'm just going to redraw those dart legs. Okay, so now I've established my new dart legs with the dart point pulled back from the bust point by about 1 inch. Now the next thing I need to do is figure out what kind of dart roof that I need in order to finish off this neckline neatly when I have my dart already sewn. So what we're going to have to do now is fold out our dart. So we're going to be folding along the dart leg here nearest to center front. And the reason for that is because we want this dart volume, so whatever's inside here, to be pressed toward the center front. So I'm always going to choose to fold the dart leg that's closest to the direction that I want to press my dart volume. So I'm going to press this dart leg first. And then I'm going to place my finger at the dart point so that I can then bring my dart leg over to meet the other dart leg. Okay, so you can see here that we have like a really nice continuation of the neckline. So once you have that, you're going to then retrace this neckline shape. And you can see here, actually, if we go down toward the bust point here, do you see this gap between the slash line that we created initially? This is that ease I was talking about that you're going to be getting over the bust when you pull that dart point back. And we're going to just trace over our existing neckline shape here. And when you open it up, you're going to get your dart roof. So following those little perforations that you created, you'll be able to draw in the dart roof. Okay, so this is how you will true up your dart and create your dart roof. The process is the same for each of the dart positions that I've already shown you. The only thing that changes is the direction that you press the dart volume. So the general rule is that vertical darts, like the neckline dart, the shoulder dart, or the waistline dart, are all pressed toward center front. Horizontal darts, like an armhole dart, a side bust dart, or a French dart, or the bust line dart here, are all pressed downward. So you'll see here, if I show you the French dart here, that this dart volume is going to be pushed down and pressed toward the waistline. So vertical darts, as I said, will be pressed toward center front. So here is the shoulder dart, and if I just fold that for you, you can see that the dart volume is actually going toward center front here. Now let's talk about managing dart volume. Sometimes a dart may have a very large dart volume or dart width. This will often happen when you've combined darts, as we have done here in this French dart example, or if you've made quite a large full bust adjustment. Now, when you sew up this large dart volume, the result can be quite pointy or just not fit as smoothly as you would like. So when this problem arises, it can be really helpful to split the single dart into two parallel darts. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. So in order to start out the process, what we need to do is find a distance of about 1 inch away from the bust point along these existing slash lines that we created here. And I'm going to do this on each of my dart legs. So again, measuring from the bust point along the slash line of the dart leg here, and just making little cross marks here. From there, I am going to draw a perpendicular line from the dart leg extending out. So I have a 90-degree angle extension on each side here from the dart leg. So you'll see here there's a 90-degree angle here and here. Now the next thing I'm going to determine is where I want my two darts to be situated. So I'm going to create two parallel darts instead of this one single dart. So I'm going to just plan that my two darts are going to be 1 inch away from each other. Using my grid ruler, I'm going to mark a 1/2 inch away from the existing dart leg I have here. And I'm drawing a parallel line to the dart leg. I'm going to do that on the other side as well. From this point here, where it intersects with the perpendicular line that you drew here, you're just going to draw another line that extends to the bust point. And you're going to get something that looks like this. It's sort of a little wedge shape here. From there, we are going to slash along these slash lines to the bust point on each side, and we're going to create a pivot point right here at the bust point. So once you have that, you can then close your original dart here. And I'm just securing them in place. Now what you have are two darts created out of that one original dart. And you can actually shift and pivot this around however you like. What I would suggest you do then is take your little scrap piece of paper so that you know you're going to fill in that area. And then I'm just going to place it approximately in the middle. So you can now create your darts points and create your dart roof. So again, you definitely want to pull back your dart points by at least that 1 inch, and we've already got this mark. So I'm going to pick the middle point here between the gap here in order to draw my new dart legs. Once I have those, I can then fold out my darts. And there you have our two darts folded out with the dart volume going down. Okay, so you can see that. Now what we need to do here now is true up the side seams. So I'm going to be joining those 2 points. And once I have that line established, I can then go ahead and take my tracing wheel and go over those dart volumes to make sure that I can trace through all the layers my dart roof. Now the smaller dart volume of each of these darts will allow the darts to fit more smoothly and also allow for the shape and volume that is needed. Thanks for watching. I'll chat with you soon. Bye for now.